It's time for Sunrise with Jesus. Be sure to follow this podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, Facebook, and YouTube. Today's Sunrise is sponsored by Team Godchild Clothing, Wednesday, November 8th, 2017. And now, be blessed by today's rise.
I remember being, the type of person that I was always wanting love. I was always, longing for something. And coming up in a family that was raised in the church, I was kind of like birthed into the church. I knew that, God was real. I knew that Jesus was real. I knew he was real, but I never really experienced him for myself. I never had my own relationship with him. So even after being saved, after coming to a place where I wanted him, I never really felt like, he understood me. I never really felt that, he knew how to love me. So I found myself, looking for, like we always say, looking for love in all the wrong places. But I ended up in a relationship that I knew it wasn't what it should be. I knew it would never be what I wanted it to be. I always knew that, okay, this is not it. Because I knew, like I said, I was raised in the church. I knew that fornication wasn't it. I knew it wasn't it. I knew we weren't married, and I always had a feeling that it would never be that because I was after it for the wrong reasons. So I found myself in a relationship that wasn't, no matter how loyal I was, no matter how good it may have seemed to be, it was always something. There was always like a void. There was always like, I'm looking for something, I'm waiting for something, and it just never happened. And, by the grace of God, he allowed that to end. And even after it ending, I was still like, looking, I was still searching, like, like, God, why? Like, what is it? Like, I know there's something, but what is it? And if you're real, I want it. And I was just, looking back over all the things that have happened in my life, it dawned on me that, okay, God does love me just simply because of the things that he stopped from happening in my life. And I was like, okay, you love me, but there's something else. It has to be something else. And I just came to when things started happening in my life, I came to a place of wanting God for myself, not just wanting to know that he's real. I wanted to actually experience God for myself. And that happened. There was a time when I lost my daughter, and I was like, why? Like, I knew how I was supposed to respond, but it's like I couldn't respond that way. And I'm like, okay, God, why is this not affecting me? And it was simple. Like, I understood the love that God had for me through that situation. I understood the love that God had for me even in cutting off the relationship that I tried to hold on to for so long, tried to make it work. Could have been the most loyal person in the world, but it just never worked. And once I decided, okay, God, I am going to allow you to love me because I know that you do, but I'm going to finally allow you to love me. And when I did that, it was like, there was nothing in my heart that it seemed like nothing was missing. When I finally said, okay, God, I'm gonna allow you to love me. I'm gonna trust in knowing that you know how to love me. And, everything, life just became simple. I was able to, no matter what I was going through, no matter what came after I decided to trust God and loving me, no matter what came, no situation that I tried to prevent from happening for the sake of my emotions, God still let certain situations happen to prove to me that, okay, you have me, so it's not too hard, it's not too much, there's nothing that you can't handle. And God's love, it's he has the love that our heart is longing for, and he proved that to me, that no matter what happens tomorrow, no matter what happens in my life in the past, he's able to be all that I need. He's able to love me beyond what I can think of, no matter what I can try to work up. His love is enough for me, is enough for my life, because he created me, and I just had to settle myself inside of that. Because even though I was raised in the church, I had to come to a place where I really wanted to love God and him love me. All of the different things that I had to experience in my life, the loss of my brother. I thought my brother was the best of friends, and when I lost him, I'm like, this is just tragic. I thought my life was to an end, but God. When I lost my daughter, I thought my life was to an end. That's what, the whole world, everybody looking on, even I'm looking at myself like, this is like something is not right here, like my emotions aren't right. But, God was able to sustain me even inside of that. The fact of, having like a broken home, how us women, we want our daughter to be in the home with her father, and that was my thing. I didn't want to lose that. I didn't want to have to be single with a child, but God proved to me that he can keep me. It doesn't matter what it is that you're going through, God can be your sustainer. He can keep you. And he's proved to me that he is love. So of course he knows how to love me. Everybody that I depended on to love me, God stepped right in, removed them, and let me see that, no, it's my love that you're longing for, and it's only my love that is going to keep you. So trust in the love of God. Trust in his love, and know that his love is enough. And my name is Alysha Pettis, and I have overcome by the blood of the Lamb. Now remember to always have your sunrise with Jesus.
If you enjoyed today's sunrise, continue to rise with us by following our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Sunrise with Jesus. And lastly, visit our website, www.sunrisewithjesus.com. Sunrise with Jesus, as faithful as the sun.